Hello and welcome to I24 News Sports Daily Magazine with all the latest scores and stories from around the world. One judo champion coaches another here in Israel. Rafael Nadal left the hospital following the appendix surgery he went through. And we take a close look at the stars of the week. All that and much more coming up. Let's get going. We begin with the Champions League. In just 2 weeks after winning 3-0 in Anfield, European champions Real Madrid faced Liverpool again, this time at the Santiago Bernabeu. It ended only 1-0. Karim Benzema scored for the Merengues in the first half. Cristiano Ronaldo did not score the one goal he is missing in order to tie Raul's record of 71 Champions League goals. Manager Carlo Ancelotti says Cristiano is not focused on the record. All he cares about is the team winning.
Cristiano
is no eager to score goals. He was very well focused on the match because we needed to win it. And we won it. He hasn't scored, but we haven't been talking about the record. We have just been preparing the match properly. He has played a great match because he has tried to combine his moves with Karim and he has succeeded. He hasn't scored this time, but he will score the next one.
For Borussia Dortmund, the Champions League seems to be the relief from the domestic troubles. They may have lost 5 straight in the Bundesliga, but in the European competition, it's all perfect. 4 games, 4 wins. That is their European record. Last night it was an easy 4-1 victory at home over Galatasaray with 4 different players scoring, and they're now assured of a place in the next round.
Aber wir haben sie sehr gut verteidigt und haben eben einfach.
We have defended them very well, and I think today we have even played better than in Istanbul with regard to our own match setting. So we were simply strong in both games, and we of course deserved to win both games. I don't know if the goal difference is okay that way. However, it was deserved for us. But Galatasaray has qualities. I have seen this in a lot of situations.
In the other match in Group D, Arsenal met Anderlecht at the Emirates Stadium, and the Gunners once again learned a very important lesson. Every sports fan knows it's not over till it's over. Home team was obviously thinking it's over when they led 3-0 in the second half. Well, the Belgian champions had plans of their own. Anderlecht scored 3 times in the final 30 minutes, the last one coming just as the game was ending. Arsenal is still in a good position to qualify from this group, but manager Arsene Wenger knows they should have done better.
I think a 3-0 before job was done, and it was a combination of switching off and fatigue as well. You could see we couldn't win the challenges anymore. We finished stronger and sharper, and we got punished. It's very, very disappointing, but overall in the 2 games you get 4 points. I think we are well paid for our 2 performances.
In other matches, European runners-up Atletico Madrid made a big step towards qualifying from Group A when they beat Malmo 2-0 in Sweden. Juventus came from behind to beat Greek champions Olympiacos. In Group B, Basel had an impressive 4-0 victory over Ludogorets in Switzerland. And in Group C, Bayer Leverkusen put themselves in the front seat after winning 2-1 in St. Petersburg. And Benfica beat Monaco 1-0 in the Portuguese capital. Now to the matches coming up tonight, with the biggest focus on the Allianz Arena, where Bayern Munich will host Roma. 7-1. That was the unbelievable result in which the Bavarians beat the Romans 2 weeks ago at the Olimpico. The Italians will surely love to avenge that result. Bayern, on the other hand, would love to book their second-round ticket as early as tonight. And according to their manager Pep Guardiola, this time we should expect something completely different than what we have seen in the previous match.
The
only thing I know is that tomorrow will be a lot more difficult to win than it was in Rome. But not because of us, but the Romans, Totti, Pjanic, Nainggolan, Iturbe, Gervinho, Manolas. These are all the players who don't want to re-experience what they experienced in Rome, because they have pride. They love their job. And they hold on to their club, their fans. They don't want to disappoint them again. If you perform without fear, you give your best.
The other match in Group E will take place in Manchester, where City will host CSKA Moscow. It's a must-win game for the English champions, who have not yet won in the Champions League and are only third in the group at the moment. The Citizens won the Manchester derby this past Sunday. And following this match, there were allegations of racial abuse targeting City's player Yaya Toure. His manager Manuel Pellegrini believes it will not affect him in tonight's match.
Well, I think that Yaya is an experienced player. He's always trying to fight against those things, but I don't think that he will have any problem about that, to play in the way he knows to do it.
Now to Group F and to Barcelona, who hopes to the Champions League will be the platform to bounce back from their disappointing times in La Liga. Their Blaugrana lost their last 2 matches in the Spanish league. They also lost the first place to bitter rivals Real Madrid. It does look a bit better in the Champions League, but tonight there's a big test coming up at the Amsterdam Arena against Ajax, the place that was home to Luis Suarez for 4 years. Willy scored his first goal for Barcelona against his former team. We'll find out tonight. But even without scoring, he feels very good in his new team.
I see myself fitting quite well with the Barcelona team and Barcelona's tactics. I am a forward that loves to score, and people do remember goals that I scored when I was playing for Liverpool last season. I can play on left or right positions, and also number 9. Therefore, I'm not concerned or afraid about which position I'm going to play.
In other matches tonight, Paris Saint-Germain, leaders of Group F, will host Apoel Nicosia. In Group G, Maribor hosts Chelsea after the Blues won the previous match 6-0 in Stamford Bridge. The other match will feature Sporting Lisbon against Schalke. 2 more matches will be held in Group H. Athletic Bilbao will face Porto. And in Ukraine, Shakhtar Donetsk hosts Bate Borisov. The Ukrainians beat their rivals 7-0 in the previous match 2 weeks ago. Judo is one of the most successful Olympic sports here in Israel, with Israeli athletes winning 3 Olympic medals. Now there is hope of another one coming up in Rio, as Yarden Jarbi won the silver medal in the last World Cup in Russia after winning gold the year before. In order to help Jarbi and the entire Israeli team prepare for their upcoming competitions, the Israeli Olympic Committee brought in a high-profile visitor this week. Former world champion Japan's Tomoko Fukumi came to Israel to hold a training camp with the Israeli team. Sasha Robon met the champions from Israel and Japan.
We're in front of the Israeli Olympic Committee, who jointly with the Judo National Federation has organized for the first time the coming of a Japanese delegation, including former world champion Tomoko Fukumi, to train and coach the Israeli national team. Let's discover together this extraordinary event. In the heart of Israel, Judo is honored this week. The ancient Japanese art is showcased in Tel Aviv with the arrival of former world champion Tomoko Fukumi. The Japanese delegation will help the young Israeli judo team as they prepare for the European Games that will be held in Baku in June 2015. It will be a week-long intense program with a lot of training and conferences for the Israeli athletes. And for the former champion Tomoko Fukumi, the Israeli team has a means to go very far.
There are many talented athletes in Israel, and obviously they have chances to win medals at the Olympics. It's a real challenge, but I hope that the Israeli team will win medals at the 2016 Rio Olympics.
Among the lucky people who will receive the advice from the Japanese is a well-renowned athlete Yarden Jarbi, who won the World Championships that were held in Rio in August 2013. This year, the Israeli only won silver in Russia, but hopes to return to the top spot of her sport during the upcoming competitions she will be part of. I'm here with Yarden Jarbi, the Israeli world champion. Yarden, it's one of your first interviews since you came back with the World Championship. How did you feel about the competition?
I had a very good competition in the worlds in Chelyabinsk. I'm very happy for my result. Of course, I wanted the gold, but after my not the best year, I'm really satisfied with my silver medal. Since then, I was back to fight. I won the 2 Grand Prix, so I'm looking forward for the next competitions.
Yarden, you have won the silver medal at the World Championships. What are your next goals?
On December, in 2 weeks, November, I will fight 3 competitions in China, Qingdao Grand Prix, Jeju in Korea Grand Prix, and the Grand Slam in Tokyo. This will be my next goals, and I hope to get as much point as I can for the Olympics. And this is for the short period, and for the next, of course, the Europeans, the Baku European Games, and the Worlds for next year, but this is the next year.
Yarden, what do you think of the Israeli judo team? Do you think you have a chance to bring back a medal from the Olympics of Rio 2016?
I think my team is going up by the level really good, and we have more and more results, and it's not focusing on one person, only me. We have a big group, and I believe we can bring the medal. It's still 2 years. 2 years, it's a lot of time. I believe in my team, and I believe in me, so I think it's possible.
What do you think of judo in Israel?
I think the judo become really, really strong. As you see, the Japanese are here, so it's not obvious that Japanese team and someone like Tomoko Fukumi is coming to Israel. And I think we are processing really good. It's become really strong team, and I hope for the best for my team.
For children who look at us right now, what would be your advice?
The most important is to have fun in this kind of age and to enjoy what you do. And judo is really fun sport, and I think it's personal sport, but when you train with the group, it's fun. Just enjoy what you do and dream big and step by step.
The Japanese delegation will stay in the Holy Land for a few days in order to benefit the Israeli athletes from all their experience, before returning to the land of the rising sun, where judo is already king.
There were two players competing for the #1 spot in the ATP ranking at the end of the year, Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer. The question many are asking is, where is Rafael Nadal? Rafa will not remember 2014 as one of the best years in his career. He went through multiple injuries, and as the year-end tournaments approach, he was hospitalized to go through an appendix surgery. And upon leaving the Barcelona hospital, he said it's still too early to look ahead.
I only left the operation room a day and a half ago, so it's too early to make any estimations. I am here to thank you all for the interest in my recuperation. Everything is well, and I want to thank you all. When I get better, we will do the evaluation of this year and do the plans for next year.
A tennis star who shows us all she can do a marathon, another one proving he's still the #1, an NBA star reaching an important milestone, and a Formula One driver closing in on the title. Here's Michael Friedman with the stars of this week.
This week featured many top athletes from different sports. So who's your favorite athlete? Carmelo Anthony, Novak Djokovic, Caroline Wozniacki, or Lewis Hamilton? The Formula One race at the U.S. Grand Prix was another heated event filled with speed. The talented Lewis Hamilton won his 5th consecutive Formula One race and increased his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Despite this injury-packed competition, the British racer was able to get through cleanly and lift the trophy of the 17th round of the 2014 Formula One World Championship. And on to the NBA. It didn't take long for Carmelo Anthony to pass 20,000 career points as his Knicks beat the Hornets 96-93. The basketball superstar gave his team the go-ahead basket with 1:23 remaining in the game. The Knicks forward came up again big with an important rebound with seconds left at Madison Square Garden. As we are coming towards the end of the tennis season, Novak Djokovic is looking to finish at the top of the ATP ranking. The #1 player in the world beat Kei Nishikori in the semifinals 6-2 and 6-3 to set up the finals against Milos Raonic. It didn't take the 27-year-old Serbian long as he brushed past the Canadian in 1 hour and 23 minutes, taking the Paris Masters 6-2 and 6-3. After this win, Djokovic became the 5th active player to record 600 tour-level wins. Djokovic, who did not drop a set during the whole week, claimed the 20th Masters title of his career and won the indoor tournament for the 3rd time. There was another tennis player in action this week, but it would be off the court. The Danish star Caroline Wozniacki completed her first ever New York City marathon in a time of 3 hours and 27 minutes. The tennis star was met at the finish line by her friend and tennis rival, Serena Williams. The former world #1 raised over $81,500 for Team for Kids. Despite never running more than 13 miles before, she was able to push through to the end. Each of these athletes continue to show the world their talents. Feel free to choose the one you like the most, or maybe you prefer to choose them all. The heart is big enough to love 4 stars at the same time.
So for some athletes, these are very good times. For others, it's completely different. The Los Angeles Lakers started this season losing their first 4 matches. Game number 5 saw them host the Phoenix Suns in the Staples Center. The visitors put on some showtime in the first half. Look at the alley-oop by Gerald Green to put them up by 6 in the second quarter. For long moments in the game, it seemed like Kobe Bryant was playing against the Suns all by himself. The Black Mamba had 39 points, but on a slow shooting night of 14 from 37, some of them coming with a foul. Third quarter, the Lakers' defense is wide open. Once again, another alley-oop, this time by Markieff Morris. And with just over a minute to go, Suns up by 5. Kobe nails a 3 to make it a 2-point game. But where's the defense? PJ Tucker does the same on the other side. Phoenix wins 112-106. The Lakers are now 0-5. The last time this happened was 1957. And that's it for us today. We will be here again tomorrow. Don't forget you can watch this and every other show on our website at i24news.tv. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.